Hey, greetings! How do animations work with my dot matrix effect? The dot matrix is heavily used throughout my deck building puzzle arcade game. It reads 15 by 15 pixel assets and represents them with a faint glow in the dot matrix. How this is done is explained in a prior video. But how do I animate them? If you saw my other video, you remember everything is rendered from a texture atlas where I dynamically draw the shapes and icons of my cartridges in. Each image I want to show is mapped to an index, which the shader uses for correct UV mapping. Even a font is part of this, mapping actually the char value as indices for the atlas. My animations are frame by frame, so all frames could be just part of this texture atlas too, couldn't they? No. The atlas being 512 by 512 is a generous amount of space for shapes and icons, but for animation frames it would run out of capacity fast. Which is why I instead reserve like 6 slots for animations. I then change the pixels in code directly in the texture atlas. That's right, change pixels frame by frame. It is not as bad as it sounds because, remember, it is just 15 by 15 per slot. As a fun side effect, you can see the animation play back inside the texture atlas. What else is there to the animations? For the onboard effects, I have a rough data structure which maps an amount of milliseconds to each frame, as well as start and stop brackets to have a meaningful animation even if the player instantly uses the effect cartridge. For example, the bomb will always play its explosion, but if it is mid-explosion, it will just finish it. The exchange of 2 slots in the cockpit just takes the existing icons and interlaces the pixels by code. That concludes the dot matrix effects in my game so far. I really like how it turned out.